Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. I'm going to enjoy this day, cook on the grill, and might do some fishing. But I want to speak to the other side of Father's Day. There are many people who go through Father's Day with a lot of mixed feelings. For one group, there's the one who's been the father who feels like he's failed. And for the kids who grew up with a father, that they needed, that they didn't have. There's a father who may have left, may have been absent. Maybe he didn't know how to be a dad. Or maybe you're the one who never had a father to show up for you, and you had to do some of those difficult milestones in life by yourself. But the truth of the matter is this, God sees it all, and God is still the God of redemption and also of healing. So let me speak about David. David is known to be a great king and a mighty warrior, but he was a failure as a father. He was a failure because of decisions that he made. His house was, in chaos. His kids were fighting each other. One son actually waged war against him. But in the midst of this, David sought God. He praised God. And as a grown man, he wept to God. And he knew that God was a God of second chances. So God was still able to pour into this poor father, David, to actually raise Solomon, who is one of the wisest kings the world has ever known. For those fathers who should have been more, who wanted to be more for their kids, I'm just asking you now to seek God. He can restore relationships. There's a verse in the Bible that speaks like this: if there is any man who's in Christ, he is a new creature, a new being, and the old things of the past, regardless of how painful they are, they can be worked through, and there is a new future for you. And then for the second group, your father may have hurt you. He may have disappointed you. But just know that before he failed you, he was likely failed himself. Just know that oftentimes broken men just don't break themselves. There are things and circumstances that happen that create brokenness in men. I'm not trying to create any excuses for fathers who should have done more, but I do know that God doesn't only love the picture perfect family, but he's also the father to the abandoned. He's father to those who've been ignored, to those who've been disappointed. And there's a verse that speaks to this, saying that, he would never leave or forsake us. So for fathers, you can start again. You can seek God and try to rectify things and build relationships. Sons and daughters, your healing for the father that you should have had can begin today, because the father who matters most has never left you.